Finally, the long wait for The Mandalorian is over. I've enjoyed this series premiere greatly, and I'm sure you have too. But that said, as with any show, there's the good, the bad, and sometimes the ugly. So let's get right into it. The first scene of The Mandalorian seemed to be all too familiar and boring at first. The Mandalorian fights off the local cantina bullies, and by all accounts looks cool doing it. But what was a nice surprise to me, however, was that the alien the bullies had been picking on before the Mandalorian arrived, well, he was actually the Mandalorian's bounty. Although not a massive twist, it did make me smile because until that point in the show, I thought this was getting off to a really shallow start. As the Mandalorian makes his way off the planet with his bounty, I thought the elements of comedy that were used were excellent, the best of which was the speeder cab driver being eaten by a giant walrus monster out of nowhere. I just thought that was hilarious. Maybe I have a weird sense of humor. I do have a weird sense of humor, but let me know what you think. And I love the fact that we head to yet another cantina so early into the show. The Mandalorian meets with Greef Karga to get paid for the collection of bounties and is then sent off on a new, more challenging job. The following scene was by far my favorite in the episode. Werner Herzog steals the show in my opinion. The skinny looking, corroded looking stormtroopers are a perfect complement to this aged and almost Sith-like ex-Imperial. Warner's voice and delivery of the lines along with the music just made me feel like this is Star Wars at its best. I simply can't wait to see more of Herzog's character. And up next was another fantastic scene that really felt like Star Wars. The Mandalorian travels to meet up with the Mandalorian blacksmith. She forges him a new piece of armor, but more importantly, she reveals that there was a great purge of the Mandalorians. So it seemed like my prediction that the Mandalorians suffered heavy losses during their fight against the Empire is actually true. In fact, all the Mandalorians we see don't seem to have painted helmets, which makes me think that all of their armor has been reforged, which again contributes to this idea that the Mandalorians, or at least what's left of them, have had to rebuild from some sort of devastation. It did, however, bother me that this wise blacksmith mentor type character uses the word tribe when referring to their specific group of Mandalorians and not clan, as has been used in the past, but maybe even this is another hint that there has been a massive change in Mandalorian culture. But let's move on here to the next scene where we have the Burgs attacking the Mandalorian. I think that's what they're called, Burgs. I was going to call them wargs, like in the Lord of the Rings. But that out of the way, I really wasn't feeling this scene. I totally thought the Mandalorian's arm should have been broken when the Burg attacked him, and I didn't enjoy the Mandalorian taming the Blurg either. Blurg, I still can't say that word, sorry. But hey, I'm not one to dwell on negatives, so let's just say I have spoken. Thankfully, the show ended on a major high note for me. IG-11 was absolutely hilarious, and in my opinion, his self-destruct gag was the right type of comedy again for Star Wars. The Mandalorian himself had a fantastic moment taking out the remaining alien mercenaries, and then of course there was that ending. We found out that Yoda's species can live for centuries, but what's more important is that we really don't know how the Mandalorian is going to handle this situation. Will he return the baby Yoda, for lack of a better term, for the big payment, or will he show us that he has higher morals and find a more suitable location for this baby? Well, those are my very quick thoughts on episode 1 of The Mandalorian. Comment below what you thought of the episode and let me know your predictions for next week. I might roll those into a community video. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.